And then, when 261 was arriving here, he broke down on the level crossing, holding up multiple lorries and causing confusion and delay.
Oh, that's a good one, Gordon. But who was the poor bugger that had to go and fetch him?
Why, me, of course. At first I wasn't pleased at seeing him, but seeing him stuck there was all the worth it. But seriously though, this wouldn't be the first time you've done something this embarrassing for a modernish, up-to-date diesel.
Oh, do you remember the time he came here being all high and mighty and all about himself?
I remember that, yeah.
And what happened? Green Stripes over there got a bowler hat stuck in his air intake. Oh, I can add something. I sort of remember the time when he was delivering something and had an oil leak on his axles and crashed into some buffers. Do you remember that?
Not off the top of my funnel. It's pretty funny to hear, though. Let's not forget about the fire on the platform incident either. This is the Diesel, or 261 for short. His experiences on Sodor have not been the best for an engine, but once again he had returned to Sodor to help the Fat Controller with the increased workload for the summer. 261 didn't really mind where he worked, as long as he was doing something, then it was good enough for him. But he wasn't so keen on the engines of Sodor, because they wouldn't let go of his past and start a new slate. He thought about telling the Fat Controller about it, but he decided not to, because he was probably in his bad books too much from before. But one day the Fat Controller came to see him in the sidings for another job. "Good morning, 261. It's handy that you're back to help with the increased workload. And with your recent jobs, you've been doing a good job. Well done." That made 261 feel a lot better. "But I have another important job for you to do. I need you to help out Paxton here in the yard today with the goods. Do you think you continue your good work away from the others for a while?" 261 was surprised by his last sentence, but was going to say something. "I can tell by looking at your face you're probably wondering how I know. But I have my ways. Besides, working with another diesel as good as Paxton will hopefully cheer you up." 261 felt a little bit better, and smiled for the first time in ages. A little while later, 261 rolled by the yard to meet Paxton. "Oh, hello, new engine. Nice to meet you."
"Evening."
"My name is Paxton."
261.
Okay, 261. We have a lot of work to do, so it's nice to have another engine to help."
Indeed. So throughout the day, 261 and Paxton were hard at work helping around the sidings and along the main line with the goods. Some more time later, 261 and Paxton were having a little break, refueling and having a little chit-chat about different things.
"So that's how I arrived on Sodor. Pretty cool, huh?"
"Indeed. It seems like you've had quite the adventures."
"I know, right? It's so much fun. But there is something I've been wanting to ask, if it's okay, I mean, if it's not too much trouble."
Paxton, relax. What is it that you wanted to ask?
Oh, I wanted to ask, what was it like when you first arrived on the island? 261? 261, are you okay?
But before we could go any further, James buffed him with a passenger train. Whoa, watch out, Paxton. He's a snooty engine, this one is. Turn your back and he'll probably stick his nose up at you.
Hello, James. I don't think so. He seems nice to me.
Of course he would be. You're both diesels. You diesels always stick together. Now, Paxton, could you push these to the shed for me, will you?
Oh, I'd love to, James, but I'm refueling at the moment and having a
I don't care. You think I'm going to shunt my own coaches? Tender engines do not shunt. Now chop chop and get a move on.
What? 1 second, James.
Now! Good. Why do you let him treat you like that?
Well, I don't know, because I didn't do what he said.
Alright, stop a second.
But if I don't do it now, James will be mad.
Paxton. James is lazy. He doesn't care about the coaches. He's using you to do his dirty work.
Oh,
So leave these coaches and I'll take them back to the shed whilst you sort out our last train.
okay. Thanks, 261. That's really nice of you.
Call me Bowler.
Okay, but why Bowler?
Meh, it was a nickname the others called me, so it just stuck really.
Okay, Bowler. Sure. See you in a bit then.
Okay, Paxton. Wow, Paxton, you work fast. Impressive.
Oh, thank you, Bowler. I'll do my best. Now the train is all ready to go, so good luck with it.
Thank you, Paxton.
We did good today, didn't we, Bowler?
Indeed we did, Paxton. Also, Paxton, to answer your question from earlier, I did have a bad experience when I first came here.
What happened?
It's a long story, but
Oh my, it seems you were quite the high end in your younger days.
But where did it get me? Constant harassment from the other engines because they're too immature to let the past go, and a record on my name.
But that's what life's all about. I mean, if we didn't learn, Wheels knows where we'd all might be today. But sometimes, although we can't change the past, it's important to focus on the present and change, if bad, for the better. Because not completely forgetting the past, but learning and experiencing makes life interesting.
Exactly.
Well, if it isn't the old bowler box. Watch out, Paxton. He might somehow clog up your exhaust pipes if you're not careful. Also, Paxton, if you could shove my coaches into the shed, as I've heard you did for James, I'd be much obliged.
Gordon, just drop it. And get shunted.
Okay.
And also you can tell your other friends to do the same. And stop picking on Paxton either.
Thank you, Bowler. Thanks for sticking up for me.
No problem, Paxton. Anytime. Now hopefully that'll be the last we'll be hearing of that.